Welcome to the Boston Art Podcast,
Boston's premier art podcast,
where we talk art, culture, and philosophy.
My name is Theodore Earthworms.
And I am Brian Huntress.
Welcome to the show.
Blah, 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 blah. Welcome to the show. So, how are you, Theo?
I'm good.
What have you been up to? Oh, you're sleepy?
A little bit. Not really, but kinda.
Why?
What have you been up to? How are you?
No. We need to stay on you a little longer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so tell me, how's life?
I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Good. Do you ever, have a bunch of responsibilities you've committed to, and they haven't happened yet, but you're experiencing burnout? Like, you're so stressed about the fact that they're going to happen that you're already crashing and burning?
I felt that about the 2 shows that I have booked in October.
Yeah, that's a
I've
good
been
example.
having dreams that I don't, that the day of the show is here, and I don't have any of the backing tracks or audio prepared for it at all, and I haven't rehearsed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck!
I do that, and I also do this other thing when I'm really overwhelmed by stuff like that, where I just run out of energy before I've begun. So this whole week, because school started this week for me. It started yesterday, actually. And I'm working a new job it's a pretty high intensity learning curve for me, which I really like it, but it's really, really intense compared to what I was doing before. So it's taking a lot of my brain space, and I'm anxious a lot, trying to make sure that I'm getting everything covered. And school is, I'm doing night school online, so that is happening soon. And I have a bunch of other commitments that I have on the weekends, and ultimately everything's fine, but I'm the last week I've been extremely stressed out and tired every day, and just want to I spend the whole day just daydreaming about going to bed at the end of the day, and then I get home and I play Tetris only and then go to sleep, and it's not good.
Have you experienced the Tetris effect yet?
The Tetris effect?
Yeah, it's when you play Tetris or any other video game so much that you start to have dreams just in the game. You just start to play the game in your sleep.
No, but I've been dreaming about my job.
Well, maybe if you play Tetris more, you won't have stress dreams about your job, because it's you should look it up. It's a real phenomenon about Tetris.
That doesn't sound like it's a helpful phenomenon. That sounds like an extension of the stress.
Stress about Tetris, not about extreme high pressure corporate office settings.
Well, the Tetris that I play too isn't even the kind where you rank or anything. You get points and keep playing. It's competitive Tetris online.
What is it called? Tetris 99?
Yeah, on my Switch. So, and I only play the online mode. So
can people play with you? Can people add you on Switch and play with you?
Oh, I don't know. You probably can do that, but I think that would be you'd have to add me on Switch or something.
Right.
And we'd have to play a different version. The one that I play, it just randomly assigns you 99
opponents.
other people.
Right.
But that means that when you die, it's not even it's saving my scores or anything. Every game is just a complete blank slate again. So
right.
It's not I'm achieving anything, even in a game. I'm just not thinking. It's not a good thing. It's kind of fun, but
it sounds like any leisure activity. It's it's not good to drink fucking wine every single day, but it's nice to, right?
No,
I'm saying it's nice to drink wine when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you should do it 24/7. That's the same with I'm saying
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's if you didn't have a job and you just played Tetris 8 hours a day, this would be a huge problem. You could stop anytime you want. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Whatever.
No, I'm saying it's not I don't know, when you play Minecraft for a long time and you have a world to show for it, or you're leveling up in your game or something. It's not even one of those games.
I thought there were levels in Tetris 99.
I mean, yeah, but they're
What
very
level are you?
meaningless. 35.
How is that meaningless?
Well, I don't think that they impact your gameplay at all. Like, it doesn't. I don't really understand. I think they just rank up the points that you get within the games, and then that's your like score. But it doesn't really have any bearing on.
Maybe you have a future as a Tetris video game streamer.
I've never gone past 13th place. So once you get into the lower 50, it's pretty hard. But yeah, I've been not having any happiness.
No happiness. Well, we do have a plan for this episode. It's going to be pretty low-key and low energy. But do you think the premise of this episode will cheer you up?
Yeah.
So basically, what I do is I record a bunch of music, blah, 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 record, produce, write. And then I get in the car and then I listen to everything I recorded to see if it sucks or not.
Yeah.
You can only do this in the car. You are present for a lot of it, and then you give me really great feedback on my songs and help me make them way better. That guy just blew a giant vape cloud.
I saw that. It was pretty crazy.
It's always nice to see a vintage vape cloud. None of this like elf bar shit where it's just like a little puff. Like I like to see one that looks like a cumulonimbus fucking cloud. You know? Some 2010 shit. Anyway. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to listen to some mixes and then talk about them.
That'd be fun.
Do you think that'll be boring or fun?
No, that'll be fun.
You sure?
Are these ones I've heard before?
Some you've heard past versions of these. And there's some brand new ones.
Cool.
Are you already bored?
No.
Okay.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, all right, let's try one. What should we do first? So this is basically because I'm making a new Art Songs album. You got to hype me up a little bit. You got to help me out, okay?
Okay.
Just so like, yeah. You got to make me feel really good about myself while I do this, so
Okay.
I don't want to stop.
Tell me about the...
I love you.
I love you too. Tell me about the Art Songs album.
This one is... So, Art Songs for Kids and Teens.
Which slapped, by the way.
It was too much of a kid's album, ironically, obviously, but whatever. It just... And it was also rushed because I made it in like 2 weeks. Like, I just made it ridiculously fast out of, like, pressure.
Yeah.
So, one, it was rushed. Two, it was, like, so child-oriented that I feel like it didn't... I don't know. Like, it didn't really artistically... Like, it wasn't artistically fulfilling. And then I followed it up with Ugly Art, which had more art songs, but it had way more, like, pop-punk kind of songs on it.
Which was cool.
Which was cool, but that also, I was like, I don't really know. And that also felt like it had too many swears and too much adult content that it wasn't as versatile enough. So now I'm trying to find somewhere... And also, Ugly Art, just like other albums I've made, was just like 9,000 songs long.
Yeah.
So this one, I'm keeping it condensed and reasonable.
Interesting. Okay.
How
many do you have so far?
14.
Okay.
And that's the cap. I think this is the final track list.
Ooh.
Unless anything gets cut or something really fucking good gets added. Like something just pops up that's just really... That's good, so good that it would be stupid not to include it.
Do you have a name yet?
I was thinking a funny album I was thinking would be Remedial Art Class.
That is kind of funny.
I don't know, whatever. All right, it's just I guess this is one you haven't heard yet that I think you'll like. It's called Forgotten OC.
Oh.
And it's a song written from the perspective of a character that you drew a million years ago that you don't remember exists.
Like Chalk Zone?
Kind of, yeah, just like Chalk Zone. And I haven't even heard this mix yet, so it might suck. That's the whole point of doing this. I live in your notebook on that picture you drew. Now I'm forgotten to the ages, a book you never go through. We worked so hard, you and me, getting every line right. Some Adventure Time boomboxing. Beatboxing. Now I'll never see the sunlight. I wish you well on your endeavors. I hope that you draw some more. I hope the next picture you make it just like me who ends up like this. 99% of all art ever made no longer exists. There's so many others just like me who ends up like this. 99% of all art ever made no longer exists. I wish you well on your endeavors. I hope that you draw some more. I hope the next picture you make isn't just left on the floor. I was a figment in your mind. I was begotten from your pen. If you ever wanna see my face, just draw me again. I'll see you then. What'd you think of that one?
I liked it. I can see the Adventure Time influence.
Yeah.
We've been watching a lot of Adventure Time for the last 2 weeks. It was good. It made me think about all of my OCs from a long time ago.
That's something, so I've been thinking about this with musical audiences a lot recently, or this is kind of how I always think about it, but I don't know why I'm not intentionally doing this. I think it's just because of social media and algorithms, but the two demographics I see the most interacting with my art are either middle-aged people or really young people. Which I don't know why that is. It's either moms or teachers, or it's younger folks. And I kind of feel like it might be alienating and old people speak and not connective to say oh, this is a character I made, or oh, this is my new fucking painting or whatever. But I just feel like it might be I feel like it might connect with audiences better to refer to art as OC.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a painter and I consider myself to be a part of the fine art space, not the deviant art, Newgrounds or whatever the fuck, Flash animation Homestuck world. But wouldn't it be so interesting in bridge building to refer to your air quotes fine art as deviant art OC?
Yeah.
Because, who the fuck am I trying to impress? I'm not in, a cutting-edge contemporary art gallery or a museum.
Yeah.
So why do I give a fuck about the verbiage that I've adopted from that world to refer to myself as a fine artist?
That's true.
So, and maybe it would connect with the people who actually care about what I do more if I use the language, the internet-based language that we've almost tried to divorce ourselves from as air quotes serious artists.
Yeah. Well, it's true too. I think that a lot of those terms have there's a lot of love in them. When someone has an OC and they're posting about it and whatever, that's a story that is continuing to unfold. It's not usually a character that just exists in one space. It's something that you've carried with you for a while, that you've been developing and drawing for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that although that does exist in the fine art space, it's not treated the same way. It's a motif or something. It's not
right.
It's a cerebral thing. It's not this is an extension of me. I love this character. I care about this character. This is how they would act. This is how they would react. And I think that there's something really cool about that in the internet culture space, I guess, for lack of a better term. Although that probably existed before the internet. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I feel just the fact that it's an initialism makes me think that it's from the internet.
I bet the term is, but I think the concept of it, what we're describing, probably isn't.
Oh, right. Absolutely not.
Maybe it's found its foothold there. I guess it's not the important part, but I think there definitely is a lot more passion behind it than a recurring motif.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss's anthropomorphic animal people.
Yeah, I guess those
like
are
that. Yeah, right.
It's not the first example I would have thought of, but
well, it's the oldest one I could think of off the top of my head. Or Mickey fucking Mouse.
Eddie Superhero.
Yeah. Wow. Superman isn't an OC. He's a motif in this aesthetic, conceptual comic universe. that I'm creating. Can you imagine
I thought you were serious.
Can you imagine how
what?
stupid it would be if a comic artist said that?
I thought you were about to make the argument that Superman is, like, representational of, like, American culture and is no longer an OC.
Superman's a fucking original character, original fucking content made by a dead old guy.
Yeah. So is Garfield, probably.
Garfield?
Is the Garfield guy dead? Who?
I'm sure, because well, no, maybe not. Isn't
he, like, 80s?
70s or 80s?
Who drew Garfield?
I don't know. I could tell you real quick, I guess. I bet this is going to be so uninteresting.
I guess I just assumed that the guy or person who drew Garfield looked like the guy in the comic.
He looks like maybe he did at one point.
Look like that?
He's alive. He's 79 years old.
Oh, that's crazy.
And he just looks like a regular old guy.
Wow. Someone out there... It's literally his OC.
Yeah.
Like, he drew Garfield. You know what sucks about that? Is that he can't ever objectively enjoy Garfield.
Who the fuck does? What do you do? Go read Garfield comics and laugh out loud at Garfield? Garfield isn't really a relevant media that anybody is engaging with, are
That's
they?
false.
Is there a Garfield live action adaptation?
I think that there is, actually. Like, I don't think Garfield is a human person. I think it's, like, somewhat animated.
Garfield is like just some fucking guy. It's like the Cat in the Hat live action.
But no, you don't know that Garfield is, like, a Gen Z meme? He's, like, huge.
No, I did hear that recently, yeah.
You haven't seen any Garfield memes?
No, I haven't.
He's, like, on clothes and shirts. Like, people fucking love Garfield.
You know what's a
very
fucking
relevant.
hilarious, like skibbity toilet child meme that I was looking at recently?
Okay.
Have you seen the fucking memes or whatever videos of, like, what the fuck is it? It'll be like just like a corn or like a vegetable or something, or like a potato with a face, singing AI generated covers of songs, but every single one of the songs is using the melody from Cotton Eye Joe. Oh, no, it's singing the lyrics to Cotton Eye Joe, but in the melody of other shit.
That's kind of funny.
Like, there was one I watched that was Stan by Eminem, but it was only the lyrics to Cotton Eye Joe, sung by, like, an AI, like potato or something.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's real riveting stuff. Should we do another song? Because after all, we are trying to record, but this is just a mix check.
Yeah.
Do you think that sounded like total shit on the recording?
I was kind of wondering that, but it's too late.
If this fucking episode gets flagged as a musical upload to a podcast server and it deletes it for like 3 weeks and I have to go through like infinite customer service with the fucking podcast distributor to get this re-uploaded, I will literally fucking end it all.
Last time that happened, were we able to upload other content in the interim or no?
I don't think so. It like totally just fucked us for like forever. It
Well,
was literally unbelievably stressful.
Well, I guess surprise vacation for Theo, maybe.
Yeah, and that's something we could address too. That you are starting school and you work full time and are doing school full time. So, unfortunately, we may end up with some weeks that just don't have an episode, but that's okay because we're human. Mm-hmm. You guys are human, and we're doing our best. We love the show, but anyway, that's why we're doing something kind of random today, which is a car speak mix check by me.
That's not exactly why we're doing something random today.
Yeah, that was a bit reductive on my part, maybe.
What do you mean? Well, I wouldn't say that. It's okay.
That was quite offensive and fucked up of me.
That wasn't what I was saying.
I don't know why I chose that word specifically.
No, the only reason that we are doing this right now is because, first of all, you wanted to do a mix check. That was just going to happen anyway.
That, yeah.
And also, we just didn't record earlier.
And
school started yesterday for me. It's not like I'm...
Yeah.
I don't know. I was in stress mode, though. I don't think I would have been a good recording buddy this week. I'm trying to kind of manage that, but...
What? Being a good recording buddy?
That too.
Oh, time?
Stress levels and compartmentalizing.
You have been pretty stressed, but based on what you told me earlier, you did a really good job today of compartmentalizing.
I tried. Something that I have never experienced before is being responsible for so many things that it's not possible for everything to go perfectly, and you just have to be okay with that and do your best. I've never been in a role like that before, and on one hand, it's really empowering, and on the other hand, I don't know what to do with it. It's really making me stressed out.
You know how there's like tons, like there's like an infinite amount of like stories or movies, like superhero movies, that's about like the reason that the hero is so powerful and successful is like the same reason that's like destroying them.
Yeah.
That's you. Like you got your job because you're effective and you really care about quality, and like you know you're a good worker and like you complete projects and do shit, but you are exercising that quality. You're now straining that quality.
Yeah.
When maybe there are some things that don't deserve that laser focus and attention. Like maybe that level of quality should only be reserved for the most important things.
Well, I think the thing that I'm having trouble with, like, I don't mind doing that when I'm making progress on things, but there are some, it's hard to explain this without being too specific, but there are some things that are just not fully in my control, and some things that are not fully in anybody's control, and what I'm struggling with is letting the chips fall where they do. Like, it's okay when I have an actionable item in front of me. Like, when I know I can do this and then I'm good and I just check it off my list. Like, I don't mind being swamped in that regard. But when I do what I'm supposed to do and it still falls apart, it really throws me for a loop, and I'm trying to figure out how to just, like, not mind that. But it's interesting because it's not an efficiency issue or, like, a work ethic issue, which is what I'm used to in most jobs I've worked in the past. Like, you just work fucking harder and shut the fuck up. It's actually a mental health thing where it's like you have to kind of separate your self-esteem from the outcome when you're not in control of it.
Yeah, and in your current role, I feel like you're dealing with a lot, like you're having more face-to-face interactions than you were before.
Yeah.
With other like people in your work setting, which means that there's more opportunity for personalities to not like mix perfectly, which is like another emotional hurdle or another obstacle to be dealing with.
Yeah.
That you weren't used to before, maybe.
It's true. And it's like, it's not even that it's necessarily bad. Like, I really like the role that I have, and on the day-to-day, most things are fine. It's just like, it's a big culture shock. It's just different. So, I don't know. It's really exciting to go from, like, being in a less important role to something that's a little bit more, like, you have a little bit more power over what happens. But with that, with a little bit of power comes a little bit of responsibility.
Thank you, Tony Stark.
That was are you fucking serious? Are you serious?
Why? Who says that?
Uncle Ben from Spider-Man.
Well, isn't there like a moment where Tony Stark has a conversation about that with Tom Holland?
That's a reach. The fuck? If that happened, that's such a reach.
You know that moment where he yells at him in Infinity War?
No.
On the boat or something?
Did he
say... And he like takes away his gear? Or...
Yeah, but did he say...
I know that was Uncle Ben, like, classically, but I just was like, I don't know why, but I thought of Tony Stark yelling at fucking Peter Parker.
Maybe they did change it in the recent MCU.
Well, didn't Uncle Ben not exist? Or
that's
like
a spoiler.
Wait, what? How is that a spoiler? I thought that he only has his aunt or something, not, and like, you know how they like every Spider-Man just like decides to fucking make it slightly different?
Yeah.
Alright, whatever. Sorry, fucking people who haven't watched the fucking new Spider-Man from 4 years ago.
You should watch it, though.
You
have to watch all of the other movies before.
If you haven't watched it and that's what spoiled it for you, fuck off.
No, because that's not...
Like, fuck off. If you care about MCU spoilers and you just got spoiled... Never mind, whatever.
No, but it's...
like covering the book. Okay.
No, because...
What? Yeah, I know. But, okay. How would that... Whatever. Let's move on.
No, it's because that got rolled into... Okay, whatever.
We should do that more, just like covering the book.
Just like a whisper.
I'm here.
Do you think you could still hear what I said?
Probably.
Alright, what's the next song we're listening to?
La 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 la.
I really liked the last one. It was really cool and good.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually literally think that might be a final mix.
It's awesome. I like it
That
a
might
lot.
be
No notes on the production value.
good. Thank you.
Other than liked it.
La, 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 la. Oh, here's one that's brand new from today that definitely needs some editing, but I'll see what you think of this.
Okay.
This one isn't so much about art, but I feel like it is like thematically relevant to the audience of the Art Song album. So, see what you think. You think I look stupid? Well, I think I look like myself. Tell me I should dress so no one can tell. You just want me to be someone else, but you know I won't be something I'm not. And you know I won't be something I'm not. And goddamn, I'm losing patience with these constant conversations. I just wanna be myself without these constant complications. Don't tell me that you're scared. Don't tell me I'm a freak. You worrying about me makes me feel weak. Yeah, I'll be fine just being myself. I'll be fine just being myself. Look past the surface, beyond what you see. You might get a clue what it's like to be me. I wanna see your point, wanna see what you mean. Just love me how I am or set me free. 'Cause you know I won't be something I'm not. And you know I won't be something I'm not. And goddamn, I'm losing patience with these constant conversations. I just wanna be myself without these constant complications. Don't tell me that you're scared. Don't tell me I'm a freak. You worrying about me makes me feel weak. Yeah, I'll be fine just being myself. I'll be fine just being myself.
I like that. That made me happy.
Ready, listen.
Was that Opal?
Opal howling during the you like that one?
Yeah, that put hope in my heart.
Did it?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like it's missing something's wrong with it, and I don't know what yet. Like there's something about the chorus that I think is like a bit fucked up or something.
Really?
I don't know.
What about the chorus?
It's hard to put my finger on. There's like some ambient problem with the noise.
Can I hear a little bit of the chorus again?
Okay.
You want me,
See.
won't be.
Like this part?
No, this part.
Goddamn, I'm losing patience with these constant conversations. I just wanna be myself without these constant complications. Don't tell me that you're scared. Don't tell me I'm a freak.
I think it might be the acoustic
Worrying
guitar.
about me makes me feel weak. Yeah, I'll be fine just being myself.
Maybe?
I think I might replace it with
Just being myself.
I think I might get rid of the acoustic on the chorus and replace it with an electric guitar maybe.
Let's see how that sounds.
I think because you know it's something that this is like the dumbest problem that should never affect recording,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want to change my strings right now because the AC is still in the window, and I know I might fuck up the strings and make them like rapidly die and oxidize like overnight. if I change them while there's still like an uncontrollable level of humidity in the room. So I'm instead opting to just record with like unbelievably dead corroded strings.
Why don't we just buy like a $20 dehumidifier from Target like tonight?
No, it's okay because we're gonna take the AC out anyway.
I don't really think that's gonna fix the humidity.
No, it's not just basically the other day I changed my strings, and then like immediately after there was a rainstorm, and the room got so saturated just from air passing through the air conditioner that it actually made the fucking strings like almost green. Like it fully like ambiently saturated my fucking guitar and ruined the strings that were brand new. Like, did you even know that could fucking happen?
I don't know what the fuck is going on with our room, but the other day, I mean, this was like a few weeks ago, when we woke up and the mirror on the wall was just covered in steam.
Exactly. Like, what?
That's never happened before, though. That didn't happen last summer.
I think it has something to do with the AC. Like, because bugs come in through the AC and shit. Like, is that just how all ACs are, or is ours just fucked up?
Maybe it's because you installed it with a sweater.
No, I've seen bugs just straight up fly out of the grate of the AC.
Is that can't be normal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is this wrong? Like, are we fucking stupid?
Is it a broken AC?
I don't no, it's ice cold. There's nothing, it's not broken.
Well, yeah, but is it supposed to have something in the back or something?
I don't know the answer to that. If, like, it's supposed to have, like, a bug filter?
Don't they usually have a filter? I cut my hands on a filter in the back of the AC once.
Yeah, but I don't fucking know.
Because everybody in the world can't just be, like, having bugs fly in their AC. That's not something we all universally decided to accept, and we just didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Something's fucking wrong. The AC's broken, but I also think that there's something weird going on with the ventilation in our room.
Yeah, it's because it's also... the room was originally designed to have 2 windows, but because of construction and house modification, it only has 1 window. So it has, like, no ventilation. I think when it was originally designed, it had natural ventilation because it had 2 windows. And that feature is gone now.
I don't get it.
So it sucks to... Yeah, whatever.
We
have 1 fucking window, and it sucks.
Yeah, and the AC's in it. I think that we should have a dehumidifier just as a separate topic. That's gross
I'm
that it's that
in that
moist in there.
Only when it rains and the window's open because of the AC.
Yeah, but it's kind of gross to think about. Don't you think that means that, like, our bed is probably damp?
I don't fucking know.
Ew. Something that's been happening since I started doing skincare is I get little zits on my ears. Do you think I'm leaving soap on my ears?
I don't know. I have this, like, personal conspiracy theory in my mind that people's bodies get addicted to products, and that's why their skin's bad, is because they use skincare products.
That's stupid. And not true.
I don't know why, but I kind of suspect that there might be a grain of truth to that.
No.
All right, fine. I accept it because I have 0 evidence or anything to back up what I'm saying.
I mean, it depends.
Admittedly.
It depends what you're using, but you're supposed to, if you're doing it correctly, know what you're putting on your skin. You're not supposed to just randomly buy stuff and put it on like it's magical cream.
I just remember as a kid, my mom, like, got me, like, some random, like different, or maybe I just used it because my sisters had it, like, random fucking, like, acne shit and, like, acne wipes and acne fucking paste, and the shit would just poison your fucking face and eyes.
That's because it was, like, 2000s acne meds. You're not supposed to use any of that shit anymore.
Oh my god, that shit was vile.
The acid stuff?
Yeah, it would, like, just burn your face. And, like, if you had any kind of acne and you put that shit on it, it was like you put, like...
It boiled it
like
off.
it was like an acid attack on your face.
It was acid. It was salicylic acid. I used to use those too, but 2 things with that. 1, I don't think people recommend using that anymore. Like, even teenagers, when they do skincare, use other shit for the most part. And 2, it's also a different story when you're, like, in middle school. You're just greasy. So that shit, you need it.
Greasy middle schooler.
It's like you literally rubbed a pizza on your face every morning when you wake up. So you kind of need something to cut that.
Can you imagine, you know what would be funny? It was like a content thing. This would be like a self-harm endurance stunt. But
What?
imagine if you... Imagine what, well, like, as an experiment, you, like, documented it and everything. You just rubbed real pizza grease on your face every day without washing it off. Like, you just pizza greased your skin every day for, like, a month.
That's disgusting.
What would you look like at the end of the month?
Fucking terrible.
But maybe you would discover a skincare secret and become a millionaire because you discovered that pizza grease makes your skin, gives you glass doll skin.
You sound like a tinfoil hat guy with these skincare conspiracy theories.
I am a sleeper skincare hater.
You're not even sleeping right now. You're just like wakefully hating on soap.
I'm just fucking around. I'm being like an asshole.
But I've heard you voice this thought before.
I'm skeptical of the fact that there's just brand new products that everybody has to have every month.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
Like, how come there's like a brand new thing? Like, I can't believe we never had this product before. Let's all buy it. Like, monthly about skincare and shit. Like, I don't believe every single one of these brand new products that are TikTok viral are as good as they say they are.
That's definitely true, but TikTok virality versus just basic skincare.
Okay, let me say this. Basic skincare, obviously good. Obviously. Washing your face and moisturizing. I'm not an idiot. I know that's a good thing. I am just skeptical of the people that manufacture and market these products. I don't trust any marketing I ever see about beauty and skin or anything. They're all lying.
I mean, yeah, but that's a different statement than saying that people get addicted to skincare and it poisons your face.
I said that was a secret dumb theory that I have that I know I don't have any evidence for. I just kind of wonder. I kind of suspect that might be true.
It's not true.
I just have a sneaking suspicion.
Well, it depends what you're talking about.
That is true.
Like, if you're talking about, like, I don't know. If you're talking about something that's not for your own skin type, or if you don't know what ingredients are in it and you're just putting it on because it's viral, like, that's probably true. But if you know what kind of skin you have, if you know what works and doesn't work for you, if you use small sample patches to test it and then use it on the rest of your face after you don't have a negative reaction, and you build on what works to build a routine that works for your skin, it's the same as like hair care or makeup or something.
Perhaps there is a question of cosmetic literacy here. Like, maybe I also don't have tons of like products that I know a lot about that I tested and matched with my specific skin type. Like, I don't do any of that shit. So I'm clearly speaking from a mostly uninformed perspective. But yeah, I suppose maybe if I had all like quality products that were tailored to my skin type, I would be singing a different tune. But for now, I'm hating from outside of the club right now.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, you're supposed to know what the ingredients you're putting on your face are in a perfect world.
Not just like hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
That just kills you when you put it on.
And also, not everything needs to be or should be expensive. Like, I've been into skincare a little bit recently. I started, like, kind of taking it more seriously in the last, like, month or so. And the cleanser and stuff and moisturizer that I use are just, like, regular. I think they're, like, CeraVe or something. They're, like, $10 at Target.
Yeah.
I use more expensive serum because I'm trying to get rid of some acne scars that I have. But,
interesting.
Like, I don't know. Why'd you just move spots? You moved like 10 feet. You like this one better? Oh,
pause the recording
real
quick.
Are you serious?
What? Is it a crime?
There's a Wendy's right there.
It's closed.
No, it isn't.
I'm gonna just pee in the woods real quick, and I don't even
woods.
care who knows it.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to talk to the listener by myself.
Look, I know that it's antisocial to pee on the outskirts of a parking lot, but I'm built different. I'm not normal.
You're not normal.
I'm not normal!
Weird. I'm weird, Betty.
I'm weird, Betty. What?
You ever seen me without this little hat on?
That's what...
It's weird.
He doesn't say without this little hat on. He says without this beanie.
Same thing.
Have you ever seen that video of the guy who tries to drive into a flock of pigeons to scare them away and then accidentally just drives into like a granite curb island?
That's what you
in his
get.
car.
What an asshole.
I agree. All right, this is about probably the least productive car speaker check I've ever done in my life. There's a few more things I have to check.
Okay.
I feel like I completely interrupted our flow state by getting out of the car and peeing. We were on a roll about skincare.
Oh, yeah. That is one thing that I've been... Actually, I have an idea for a bit while you're looking for this.
All right, go for the bit.
You're on Facebook. What the fuck?
Why am I on Facebook?
I don't know.
That was a social media addict move.
I think that we should both name a few things we've been doing recently that are good for us. Like to make us happy, or that are things we've been doing to take care of ourselves.
Things we've been doing to take care of ourselves.
Because I just said a lot of shit about things that are making me stressed out, but I think it's better to reframe. One thing for me is that I've been really into skincare lately, and I've been actually really on top of it, and I've been doing it every morning and every night for like 2 weeks.
I've been cleaning a lot. That makes me feel good when I do a really big cleaning job.
That's true. We tag teamed cleaning our room this past weekend.
Yeah, that was like a multi-season deep. It wasn't like wiping down something. It was like we were under the bed. Yeah, shit that we haven't even touched since we moved in. Like real fucking serious shit.
We swept under Brian's easel, and we both screamed.
Dude, we picked up my so the easel isn't an easel in the normal sense where it's like a tripod legs, like it's just sitting there on legs. It takes up like a rectangular shape and you can't see underneath it. Like, just to describe, it's like more similar. It's almost designed like a lectern, which is like a weird, whatever.
It's made out of discarded Star Market baskets.
It's a Star Market lectern. Anyway.
So it has a big square, like rectangular foot that has slats in the sides from the edges of the basket.
And we lifted it up for the first time since like fucking 2020 fucking 1 or 2 or something. And this is like embarrassing, but it literally had like a fucking half inch of thick gray dust.
It was like a felted square of dust.
It was like a felted gray square.
I think it's cat fur.
It
must have been cat fur.
Unfucking real. I mean, definitely a mix, because like Milo sheds like a fucking
yeah, but the kitties also both rub their faces on the basket.
They love to do that. I don't know. I think it might have... Whatever. There was definitely hair in it, but it was fucked.
There's always more hair near where the kitties rub. There's a place... We have a desk next to our bed where, like, the little wooden corner, like, kind of extends onto the bed a little bit. And my cat, Milo, likes to rub his cheek against it and rub his little fang against it. And there's literally a spot that's, like, an inch wide that is rubbed with no stain. Like, the stain is rubbed off of it from his little fang. Just rubbing his cheek on the table.
Love that little guy. Man, staring at Wendy's is making me hungry.
Dude, no, I'm not eating more Wendy's. Oh, that's another thing.
I also just ate dinner. I think I just want Wendy's purely out of like...
Salt addiction.
Yeah.
It's like sodium craving.
It's my sodium addiction.
Another thing that I've been trying to do is focus on my health. I don't know if I even told you this. It's going to depend how work goes tomorrow, because I might not be able to make this happen if I have to work late to figure things out with the project I'm working on. But I found a Pilates class at the Y where I have a membership, so I think I'm gonna go to Pilates tomorrow.
Fuck it up. Yeah, do it. That's awesome.
It's tomorrow night.
Yeah, I 100% endorse this idea.
Yeah, I don't know yet if I'm gonna do it.
Also, what is Pilates?
So,
like, is it like dancing, or is it like yoga? Stretching?
I don't totally know, because I learned today from researching it a little bit and asking my friends that it involves machines. There's mat
like
Pilates.
Aerobic machine?
No, it's not aerobic. It's like stretching and like weight, but it's like using your own body weight. I don't really know. They're really specific machines. I think they're called reformers. And they're specifically for Pilates.
How much is the class?
The class is free if you have a YMCA membership.
I'm such an idiot. I canceled mine because I was mad.
We could just get you another membership, or you could take a day pass.
Yeah, but then the people there will know that I'm that idiot that canceled my membership and then resubscribed.
They definitely knew you before that from the last time you freaked out on them.
I did not freak out on anybody.
You're just like... No, you have
We can't talk about this. It's done.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm just a fucking idiot. That's why.
In that
Yeah, maybe it'd
specific
be good.
instance, maybe that was what happened.
Yeah, I was maybe being a little bit
You're just
stupid.
being kind of a dumbass about the billing cycles.
All right.
But if you put it on your credit
providing
card...
detail. Stop giving more context.
Okay, fine.
Stop with the context.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's okay. You can sign back up. And maybe you could go to Pilates too.
Yeah, exactly.
They also have a lot of other classes, and
You
they're
don't
all
think it
free.
would be like all women and it'd be weird that I was there?
Just go.
It probably would be a little weird.
Not if we went together.
That's true. Whatever. Yeah, maybe I'll go.
I read that it's like it's in the same genre as yoga, but it's more like, I read that it's really good for flexibility, mobility, core strength. It seems like it has more of an emphasis on like strength training. And some of it is mat Pilates, which is more similar to like flow yoga, and some of it is using machines. But I think the one at the Y, like, it's like a big room with machines and mats, from what I understood. And it's also like kind of like a hot girl expensive activity to do normally, because apparently if you can go to a Pilates club, and it's like you could just get a membership to do only Pilates, kind of similar to yoga, and those start at like $200 a month. But the Y has a class, and my membership's only $40 there.
All right. I'm mad now. Hey, how much time do we have on this recording?
7 minutes plus. We have about 45 minutes.
God damn it.
Why are you mad now?
'Cause I'm hungry.
I think that you need to control your primal urges.
Hey, you know what? That kind of reminds me of something. Do you think that, like, you know what's something that I feel like this is like an obvious statement. There's like probably like some people that would be like, well, fucking, like, would be a dick about this. But like, I kind of feel like it's natural that somebody would get depleted or unhealthy or not operating at 100% if they're extremely hungry.
Right.
This is obvious. But I kind of feel like being hangry is a learned or conditioned status. Like, do you think that there's anybody out there that just is like unbelievably hungry and they're not irritable or angry? Like, I kind of suspect that maybe that is true. And I'm just kind of like, is it weird that when I'm really hungry, I'm like totally fucked up and I'm like pissed and like my whole day is fucked up? So I'm like, am I, like, I don't know, am I the only one? Obviously not, but
I think that it might be a cortisol spike thing. Like, isn't it because your body like panics and thinks that you're gonna starve or something, and that's different for different people?
yeah, because you'd think that when you were really hungry, don't you think it would be a horrible survival instinct to just be enraged? Stop doing that. You're bothering me. Sorry. I'm very annoyed by you. Like, what if a caveman had to like hunt a mammoth and was hungry and was like fucking starving and was pissed and hangry? Don't you think he would do a horrible job hunting the mammoth?
Not necessarily. It might channel his adrenaline if you were actually hunting for your food. Maybe the frustration comes from not being able to exercise that adrenaline by running and
Well,
stuff.
that's kind of an interesting thought, though, because they probably weren't hunting. Because, like, you know those stories about how they would hunt mammoth and they would, like, run for, like, fucking, like, 40 miles?
Yeah.
Just, like, infinitely chasing an animal? Mm-hmm. How the fuck would they have done that? Like, you couldn't do the Boston Marathon if you hadn't eaten in, like, 3 days. Right?
Yeah.
So those guys must have been well fed while doing that.
Well, they probably were hunting when they still had food in anticipation of running out.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they also were not hunting just for themselves. They usually were with, like, a group, right?
Yeah. There's that guy outside the Wendy's ripping his vape again.
He's on another break? That's crazy. Also, they didn't just eat animals. Like, they also gathered and ate plants and stuff.
Who do you think the first guy was that ate a poison mushroom and just fucking died in front of everybody?
I don't think that there was just like randomly a first guy that did that. I think human evolution happened
You just
after
set the precedent.
after people figured out, like, it was probably like a monkey.
Just some guy in like the 1800s just was like, all right, everybody, for my next trick, I'm going to eat this green and pink spotted mushroom with a skull and crossbones on it. Maybe it will give me...
Do green and pink mushrooms exist? That'd be cool.
Probably not.
I'm getting tired and I have homework to do.
Yeah, let's wrap this shit up. Now that I'm like here, you know what I just want to reflect on a little bit?
Okay.
Back in the day, like in like 2018 or even 2019 a little bit, when I would listen to my own songs in the car or like try to figure out songs with recording wise, I would be like I only had the ability, like my recording skills were like primordial. Like I could only listen to acoustic demos of myself.
Yeah.
And that's how I like understood how I sounded when I recorded something. And that was like the most unproductive, horrible shit. It was like I was like I was trying to do photography, but I only had the ability to make cave paintings. You know what I mean? Like,
that's funny.
Just completely total fuckery and like
totally different genre.
Yeah, and there was like I've dropped albums that were literally just recorded on voice memos with just nothing. And that like just sucks. Like I like regret that.
That's kind of cool and DIY of you though.
Not really. I don't know.
No, it's kind of sick because like when you're famous someday, you can be like, yeah, I recorded my first demo on voice memos, and everyone will be like, what? You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you know that how sometimes when we're recording, we just like hit a wall where it's just done?
Is that you right now?
That's me, yeah. And it came out of nowhere. Because I was having so much fun and I was chilling.
We were just talking about being hungry. Go to the drive-thru and get some fries.
No, they closed. Also, fries are the worst thing to eat in the world when you're hungry.
You're not really hungry, though.
Yeah, but eating, like, if you're, like, starving and you need nutrients and shit, and then you just eat a fucking thing of fries, that's like eating poison.
But you're not starving and need nutrients. We had dinner right before we left.
Like, imagine if a guy was, like, crawling out of the desert, like, had been surviving off of eating sand for, like, weeks.
You had dinner
and drinking
right
his own
before
pee.
We left.
And then you, like, just gave the guy fries.
No, you were just hungry because we eat a snack at this time of night every night, so you're getting irritated because you want your snack. So if we got fries, you'd be fine. Because you had a whole dinner.
Stop saying the quiet part out loud.
That is a stale meme.
Why is that a meme? I didn't know that was a meme.
Saying the quiet part out loud?
I thought that was just like an idiom, a phrase.
Idioms are memes.
What are you talking about? All right.
What?
I'll drive home.
Why?
Because we're done.
Why are you shutting it down?
What do you mean, why am I shutting it down?
We're talking.
Let's keep talking. You don't have to stop.
You said we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Whatever.
You know what would be crazy?
If we go to fries right now.
No, it's closed. And fries are fucking gross. Also, I was wrong.
They're not closed.
It
There's
isn't
someone
closed.
there right now.
Yeah.
I could have gone to Frosty.
That's true.
Is there ice cream at home?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Frosties are
Another thing,
fucking poison.
True. Another thing that I think that we need to start doing that we talked about a little bit this week, but I'm going to get serious about. We need to start eating food at home.
Less takeout?
If not...
At least we're not addicted to DoorDash.
I mean, I get lunch at the cafeteria at work every day.
That's true.
I started walking to a different place in the Fenway that makes cheaper sandwiches that are bigger. You just have to walk all the way there, but it's kind of nice to do sometimes. I saved like $10 on my lunch today.
Blah, 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 blah.
Dude.
Can I help you?
Do you know that that's not like a pro-social way to have a conversation?
What do you know about being pro-social?
Do you know that that's not a pro-social thing to say to someone? No further input. I keep thinking, ugh.
What are you thinking about?
I saw this horrible TikTok about this girl who had her knees on the dashboard and then got in a car accident and her knees went through her face because the airbags went off. And she, like, is, like, an advocate for not doing that now.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really horrible. She's actually completely fine now, but she had to have a lot of surgeries to save her life, and she could have died if she was sitting slightly differently. But that's how I sit every time I'm in the car. So I keep going to sit like that, and then I get really anxious.
You know what I watched a news story about today that was just absolutely fucking crazy that it was even a news story?
Okay.
Did you hear about that pilot that, like, fucking had, like, some kind of psychotic episode while in the air? Like, a guy, like, driving or, like, flying, like, a JetBlue plane or something. Apparently, the guy's story was that he did mushrooms and tripped, and, you know, he just did mushrooms just in his personal life. 2 days later, did a flight, and then while he was in the cockpit, apparently there's an emergency kill switch for the engine that you would engage if the plane was on fire. And while flying like fucking 30,000 feet in the air, he started pressing the buttons to shut off the plane, and the other pilots and staff on the plane restrained him and had to, like, fucking shut him down from killing everybody.
Holy fuck.
And then they arrested him. And then while they were pulling him out of the cockpit, he grabbed the emergency door of the plane and tried to open it to jump out.
Oh my god.
And was restrained again. And then, after all that, he was arrested, probably. And then he isn't a pilot anymore. And now he's a public speaker advocating for pilot mental health.
What did the mushrooms have to do with it? Was he tripping?
He said that the mushrooms were having, like, I don't know, like he was still kind of feeling weird and he didn't know what reality was. Are you skeptical of the story?
I guess I would need to know more details, but is that a thing that, like,
no, I don't really. I mean, I think you'll, like,
I feel like if I was, like, still tripping sack and it was like 3 days after I did mushrooms, I would, like, call in sick to my job as a JetBlue pilot.
Yeah, it's kind of irresponsible to be like. I wouldn't want the pilot to be hungover.
You're not even allowed to drink within, like, 48 hours of your flight, I think.
So that guy was, like, right at the goal line of 48 hours past doing hallucinogenic mushrooms.
I've never done mushrooms before, but having after effects 3 days later during, like, a regular life event that make you try to kill yourself and everyone else seems pretty severe for mushrooms, right?
Yeah, like 200 people. Yeah, no, I'm not saying, like, if you like, the one time I did mushrooms, I ate way too many. Like, I, like, ate an entire eighth of mushrooms.
Oh my god.
And I think I was like, my mind was fucked for, like, at least a day or two. I think that's fair to say. Like, I definitely wasn't back to normal the next day.
Okay.
So, but that was eating a ton.
That's what I'm kind of trying to understand
I also wasn't
here.
just on mushrooms when I did that.
Well, I guess I'm wondering also with the mental health issues piece, does he also have, like, mental health issues?
I don't know. Oh, no.
I don't know if you know enough about the story.
He did the mushrooms to try to help with his depression. That's what it was.
Oh, so it wasn't the mushrooms' fault at all. It was just he had a, like, breakdown, basically?
I guess so, yeah. But he said after the fact, after he was, like, arrested and shit, that he didn't know that he was in real life. He thought he was in a hallucination or something, and that he wasn't really flying the plane.
Interesting.
You seem reluctant to comment or riff about this.
Well, I don't. I feel like
should.
it might be irresponsible to riff about it because I don't think that you remember the whole story. And I
well,
don't
we're not
know.
a fucking news organization.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to talk shit about someone where if something really, like, it's kind of a serious topic if we don't have all the details, right?
Yeah, but don't you think that maybe...
I personally would have just flown the plane.
Maybe he would have been better if he did mushrooms the day of the flight.
Yeah, maybe next time on the flight.
Yeah. Yeah, so that he's
relax
tripping
him?
by the time they land. He peaks when they land.
See, this is what we shouldn't be doing.
Anyway.
No, I like to just imagine that my plane is flown by the most responsible, boring person in the world.
Right, that's what you need. You need somebody with, like, no emotions, no problems, happy, healthy, perfect mental state. They only eat vegetables and, like, boiled chicken.
Yeah.
They exercise, like, 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're, like, just, like, a perfect blank human that goes into, like some type of, like, cryogenic freezing in between flights.
Yeah, they only
Like,
fly.
They get off the plane and they go into a pod.
And they're
like a
also
decompression
very,
pod.
like, happy. They're a happy person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's ideal.
Will you get on an AI flown self-driving plane? Would you do that, you think?
Interesting
Like
question.
today. Like you get a free flight to Italy. All expenses paid. You get to stay, like, right in the fucking center of Rome. Everything's free. But you have to take ChatGPT plane.
I really don't know, because part of me is like, I don't trust humans to not... I have, like, a lot of nervousness about human error, but I also have, like, kind of more nervousness about AI. Like, it just is not that good. And it's not able to course correct. Like, if it sees that something is going wrong, it doesn't know that it's going wrong. Where a human is, like, somebody involved is going to restrain the pilot, you know? But if there's nobody there to be a backup...
Yeah, you can't restrain a fucking AI robot.
I might fly in a plane that was an AI plane with a human stationed in it to supervise.
You know what's also this is, like, a pretty, like, lukewarm AI take, but don't you think it's interesting that, like, the phrase, like, just the word AI robot is now, like, would be like a dumb novelty?
AI robot?
Like, there is no AI robot. There's, like, an AI computer server that exists in millions of devices simultaneously.
It is the intelligence. It's not a entity.
Right, but, like, an AI robot, like, it has a corporeal form, would just be a stupid gimmick. Like,
Unless
why would
you were
you need,
using it...
like, C-3PO? Like, it can't even walk.
If it was like Detroit Become Human, like, house robot that was, like, doing your dishes and stuff, then it would need a form.
Right, but that type of like, we saw take the Boston Dynamics dog. That thing, just gonna say, the videos of it are pretty impressive, but I saw it in person.
Yeah, but
and I wasn't really impressed. It wasn't like Black Mirror running and jumping and fucking, like, it wasn't, like, it seemed a little bit stupid.
Yeah, but I also think that the one that they show at parties is probably really different than the ones that they use for, like, border patrol and stuff like that. Like, they probably have more advanced ones that they're not bringing out to, like, events.
Like, I don't think... Yeah.
And technology continuously advances. Like, we are in the past as far as AI goes.
I'm just saying, a machine, like a real metal and silicone machine that has the same dexterity and fingers and ability to manipulate objects as a real person, we're pretty fucking far away from that, I think.
I think that's true.
Like, that's not, like, you know...
There's, like, 1 or 2 of them that exist in the world. They're not mass-produced.
Yeah, but I kind of think I think it might be a gimmick. I think it might be bullshit.
You think skincare is a gimmick?
Take it from me. I'm the smartest person in the world.
Do we need snacks?
No, not me. Do you? Do you want some?
Kind of.
Do you want to go to the grocery store?
No, I just want them. Yeah, kinda.
Should I go for real? Oh shit, I forgot I have to mail some stuff too.
Oh, fuck.
So I need to find a mailbox.
Okay.
Keep recording!
Keep recording. I kind of want to not record anymore. I'm sick of these people.
I'm sick of these freaks! Ah! What's wrong with you? You're worried about the fucking thing again?
Yeah, I slouched again.
Chill, you can slouch a little bit. It's okay. It's not that serious.
What if the airbag goes off?
Oh, I accidentally ran over the curb.
See? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm turning this off because I want to talk to you about other stuff.
Alright. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Boston. Okay, whatever. Fuck it.
Do you guys think we should rebrand?
You think we should change the name?
We're thinking about it.
No, we're not really thinking about it. We floated
I think
the
we
idea.
are. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
I don't know. I decided that I hate art and Boston, but I like podcasts.
Should we just be the podcast? That'd be kind of funny.
That would be literally the worst fucking brand strategy on earth.
I think it'd be the funniest rebrand ever if you were just the podcast.
That would be so fucking dumb. That would be like making yourself like the artist.
That's funny.
Yeah, for like 1 minute. It's not funny if you have like 200 followers.
Guys, I think that you should write to us and tell us if you think we should change it to the podcast. I think we should. Brian hates every idea ever.
No, that's a bad
clearly.
choice.
That's what you
I'm
would
not.
say
I'm
as a
not
hater.
against the idea. It would be so much work and it would be so hard and stressful. I'm not against the idea of changing the name to better define our vision and direction.
That's why it'd be funny to change it to the podcast, because our merch could be exactly the same. We just cross out Boston and art. There'd just be like a line through them. That would be funny.
You know what is like a very classic rebrand move that a lot of people do?
What?
Is they rebrand to the acronym that their real name stands for.
TBAP?
Not TBAP, no, just BAP.
Just Boston Art Podcast? BAP?
Yeah, BAP.
You think BAP is better than the podcast?
No.
BAP sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And the podcast is what we already call it. We have to go record the podcast. It's the podcast.
It's not.
That's what everyone that listens says. They're like, oh, I gotta go listen to the podcast. It's Friday.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a thought. Something that I've always like dreamed of or like considered like would be like an interesting move in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe down the line we decide like, okay, like we are no longer the people that want to document artist interviews in Boston anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to put down this flag and this idea and move on to something else. And then I've always imagined that maybe if we decided that officially, then that would be the end of the Boston Art Podcast.
And make a whole new podcast?
Yeah, but the thing is that sucks. That's a terrible plan, I think.
Yeah, also, I don't know why we would just abandon our clout like that.
Just
Like,
drop
what the
the clout. I mean,
it's not even like we're actually, I don't know, like we are documenting artists, we care about that. I think we'll continue to do that. Like if someone's doing something really cool, even if we laid down the mantle or something, we would still cover it. But I think that we've always been motivated by like what we are interested in and what we're able to speak on. So it's never been strictly artist interviews in the city of Boston anyway. That's just not really true.
Right. And I think the conclusion that I came to is that our branding issue is like, it's funny because the very thing that created us and made this a good show and made it cool
Is now destroying us.
Is like that we
Circle it back to the previous theme.
Yeah, that we wanted to be associated with, look like, and be at the same level as major like nonprofit art institutions in Boston.
Yeah.
And we are absolutely on the same playing field. Like,
Well.
I'm just saying, like, we've interviewed many people from museums, from real nonprofits, from real art initiatives, from galleries, artists that are collected and displayed by major, like, national museums.
Yeah.
Like, we fucking have seen, we've seen the fucking, you know, we went right up to the man behind the curtain and opened the curtain and said, hey, what's up?
And he was really cool and nice.
He was fine. Like, we've seen it all. I don't fucking know. Like, what's next? We interview, like, somebody from Harvard? Or we interview, like, some person who represents, like, an art initiative from MIT? And oh, we're so fucking special because we did that?
I mean...
I'm a little bit cynical. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
I love art. I love community and gallery stuff, but like I do feel I love the podcast and I love interviewing people also, but I do feel publicly now disillusioned with a little bit of what we set out to do.
I will say this. I think that we originally chose the name as a way of proving our legitimacy.
Yeah.
And we felt like we had to trick our way into certain spaces. And something that has happened concurrently with us, like, getting to know more people and, like, asking to be invited into these spaces and being met with open arms, which has been lovely, is also that we're older. Like, when we started the podcast, I was, like, 22 or 23 or something and didn't know shit and was stupid. That's not the case now. Like, we're both older, we're more educated, we are able to speak on things more eloquently. Like, we've grown, and I don't think that feeling of trying to trick people into thinking that we're smart, like, that's kind of an immature motivation, and I don't think it resonates with us anymore. I still stand by everything we were doing, and I think that even if we rebranded, we would still do a lot of it, but we're not trying to prove anything anymore. It's more about this being a passion.
Yeah, and there was a time, definitely, where if I was, like, in the same room as, like, an important museum curator from, like, a contemporary art museum or something, I would think, like, oh shit, like, this is a really important person. But now when I meet people like that and I see people like that around, I'm just like, like, hey, Mike.
Okay.
I don't know, like, I'm just like, it's just not that fucking serious, and they're basically just people with office jobs. Not in an offensive way. I love curators, I love curation, I love academic writing about art and philosophy and history. I'm there. I love all that shit. But the idea that some important figure in an art thing could influence my life and change the trajectory of my career and this and that, that's not real, and it never was.
Yeah.
I falsely believe that to be true. Like, if you're in a band and you randomly meet a record executive from Sony fucking Music or something, that doesn't fucking mean anything. You just bumped into a guy and talked to him one time.
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking, like, this idea that, like, of being discovered or, like, this, like, that's just not really that. It's not what people think it is.
Right. And I mean, I do think that when people do, quote-unquote, get discovered or they, like, rocket into fame, it's the result of years and years and years and years of networking and working hard on what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, a million of those little interactions do add up to something, but it's true. Like, no one individual person is going to just shoot you into the sun.
Ever. And, like, we've met people that we thought were, like, insanely successful and well-known that asked us how they can become successful and well-known.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I think that you can learn from everybody, and I still do think that, but I think that what's different is we didn't feel like we deserved to be in those spaces, or that people would take us seriously enough to allow us in. And I think that what we learned is that that's not true. Like, we've never gotten a no. So, I don't know. But, yeah. Another thing, too, just logistically, is that the geographical tag... I do love Boston, it's home, but if we were to go somewhere else, it'd be a little limiting, because I don't see why people would listen to the Boston Art Podcast if they are not in Boston. You know?
Yeah, so this is a lot to think about, and we have a big emotional attachment to the name, too, because, you know...
Hate us.
And if we did do another show, it would be exactly the same. And I also have this insecurity also, or like this sneaking anxiety that we could be criticized for, like, occupying this name and idea and not really fulfilling it by interviewing artists in Boston. But I combat that idea in my own mind by saying WBUR, the Artery, is like a fucking ironclad, like, institution with tons of employees that is, like, on the street every day trying to document and promote arts initiatives in Boston. So I don't fucking know. Fuck them. I mean, like fuck anybody that's gonna be mad. Like, if you think that we should do more, go fucking listen to the Artery. Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being more negative than you want me to be.
Yeah, a little bit, but I hear you. I think that if we were to live in a different city or state or something and still have the name, I would... If I saw someone else doing that wasn't in Boston, I would be a little bit confused by it. Like, I think it would be legitimate criticism at that point, because it would just not really make sense, but... I don't know. It just bothers me in terms of continuity versus anything. But yeah, I don't know. I think another thing too that I want to be wary of is that, as far as I know, we haven't got the criticisms yet from anyone that we expect that we will. The only feedback that we get all the time is that we sound bad.
What? Oh, you mean audio-wise?
Yeah. Other than that, like, nobody really says shit to us that's negative.
Yeah, it's not that serious. And another, a really common feedback we get also is that people like these episodes better than the interviews.
Which is really interesting. Oh, another thing, this is not feedback I've gotten from other people, but feedback I've given myself recently, because I've done this so many times, is I need to stop when people say, hey, I listened to your podcast, I've actually heard you before. My reaction every single time is to go, oh my god, weird. And I think it's really alienating to do that to people. Every time that someone says that to me, and then I go, ew, I think it's a bad move from a, like, professional perspective.
Because it probably makes, yeah.
Like, oh, you creep, why are you listening to me?
you gotta switch it to, oh, damn, that's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy is the same as you. That's just boy you.
Damn, that's...
That stopped you in your tracks.
No, you say, damn, that's crazy, while smiling and laughing, and then you continue the conversation by talking about something else.
That is... No.
That's what I do every single conversation I have about anything.
Do you know that is literally a meme about boys that people say? Like, I told my boyfriend this. Damn, that's crazy, haha. Like, that's literally like a like NPC boyfriend, like, phrase.
Yeah, and I use it every day.
You can't advise me to start saying, damn, that's crazy. Like, that would be so out of context for me.
Anything is fine to say if you're smiling and laughing.
That is not true.
Anything. Without limit. I do not hedge the statement at all. Just kidding.
I also feel like it really depends on the day for me, but a lot of the time I tend to be really, like, wordy. Like, I think I tend to, especially when I'm nervous, I tend to err on the side of being, like, overly verbose. So when I try to force casual, it's, like, it does not work for me. That has to naturally be occurring, and it only happens when I'm with someone I'm comfortable with.
Well, do you want to know another reason why I don't really... Yeah, did you see that screen with the lady rubbing something over her lips? Yeah, that's so weird.
We're parked next to, like, an electric vehicle charging station that's just playing, like, the most, like, 5-minute craft-ass, like, videos. It's just a weird vertical screen that's playing, like, weird TikToks, and this lady just made, like, a lip scrub with... I don't fucking know... She's putting a Q-tip in a lemon now and putting it on her acne.
Well, the reason that I don't also press people or get into more conversation with people when they tell me, oh, I've heard you on the podcast or something, is just in case they're lying to, like, just, like, kind of just be cool or something, or to keep the conversation up. Because I don't want to, like, embarrass them or something. So
you know what's happened to me before,
if they're lying, I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. You can lie.
There have been times where I've said that to somebody, like, oh, I've listened to your music or whatever, and it's true, and I liked it, and I remember having a positive reaction, and they're like, oh, what'd you hear? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would I remember that?
The fucking album that has, like, some pink on the art, maybe.
That's always what I remember. I always remember visual stuff. So I don't want to put somebody on the spot.
It had a guitar?
And then be, like, testing them, you know?
That's cringe. If you test people when they tell you something like that, don't test people.
But sometimes you accidentally test people. Like, you're like, oh, what'd you think? Or whatever. And it's like, you just...
I'll ask people questions if they prove, basically, that they actually... Like, if somebody's like, oh, like, and they, like, cite something highly specific that they wouldn't know unless they listened, then I'll be like, oh, like, what did you think of this? But if it's a casual, like, oh, that's cool, I heard that once, I think it's, like, almost rude to ask them questions about it.
Yeah. It puts them in a weird position. And I also really don't like... I don't know. This isn't really, like, a real problem for us or anything, so I don't want to sound, like, conceited or anything when I say this, but I am also wary of parasocial interactions or, like, coming across as, like, self-important when someone says something like that to me, which I think is why I always react like, oh my god, like, embarrassed kind of that someone's been listening, because it starts the interaction off with... Even though they don't mean it this way, like, I love when people tell us that they've heard the podcast, and I really appreciate it. But part of me panics when I hear that, because they've heard me say and think so many things, and I don't know anything about them. So it's like a imbalanced leg to start on. So I don't want to talk about me after they say that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know more about that person because I don't know anything about them, and I don't want them to, like, feel like, I don't know, I don't want to be, like, meat and greedy about it because it's really not that serious, and occasionally people think that we actually are that serious, and I just feel guilty when that happens because I'm just some fucking guy. I don't know. Maybe that's an irrational thing to be anxious about, but I don't want to come across as, like I think I'm a big deal, you know?
Yeah, I think that, this is going to sound like such like a robotic psycho answer, but I think that I've said this to you before, or shared this thought with you, but audiences of every variety love humility and thoughtfulness. Like, you could literally be the worst person on earth, and if you display humility and you're, like, slightly thoughtful, everyone loves you.
Yeah.
Like, we see this over and over again. And when you see, like, interviews of somebody that's not really interviewed often, if it's a well-received interview, you will absolutely see comments of being like, whoa, dude, this person's, like, so humble. I didn't expect Chapel Roan to be, like, so humble and like, thoughtful and down to earth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it matters who you are or what you do. If you can channel those things, you win in life.
I
I don't see how this is related at all. Anyway, whatever.
That is a different perspective.
Well, I just think if you're worried about how someone would perceive you or think you were an asshole or something, or like you were better than them or something, I think just being humble and thoughtful is literally the move.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Or like if you're meeting anybody, like if you're meeting like your partner's like grandparent,
is it still
humble and thoughtful?
Is it still humble and thoughtful if you planned it?
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I mean, you can't really plan that. It's like you can plan to act like that.
Yeah.
Like looking people in the eyes, asking follow-up questions about what they said, not sharing anything about what's going on with you, and just asking them about themselves and actually looking at them and caring.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm like revealing my like sociopathic, hyper planned mind.
Yeah, you're in the kind of mood where you're saying things publicly that I don't know if you should be. It's okay.
I am highly calculated.
You've said this on the air before. It's fine.
What?
It's good advice too. I don't know. I just like yeah. I like when people say that they've listened to the show, but I am always aware of the fact that like even when it's people that I care about and I see all the time, we release like hours of content every week, and if somebody's really listening to it all the time, they've heard me talk way more than I've heard them talk, and that's not balanced. And I don't know. It makes me feel a little weird sometimes because I feel like bad about that. Like I want to have interactions with people that are authentic. And sometimes I worry that like the way that I act on the podcast isn't necessarily my whole self in the way that I would present if I was talking to someone that I know personally, like in person. And I don't know. I guess I'm talking about parasocial relationships right now, but I feel guilty when I don't know enough about somebody who cares about me and my perspectives, or when someone's like, I really like what you do, but I don't know anything about them. That makes me feel weird.
You know what's interesting too is when I realize that I have a parasocial relationship with a content creator, and then I suddenly become conscious of it, I'm like, I'm never listening to this person again.
Yeah.
And then I don't listen to whatever the content. Dude, that's the guy from the dump again.
What?
Look, right ahead of us.
We came here on the same day as that guy.
Yeah, last time we were here, he was here at the same time as us, and it was so awkward. And now he's here again at the same time as us.
Should we go say hi to him again?
No, we can't go in the store now.
Why?
We have to wait till he leaves.
But I need fruit.
Dude, I'm not having the same conversation with that guy again.
Let's just go really fast, and then he won't be at the register when we are.
Dude, let's just wait. He's definitely just gonna get a microwave pizza and like
a
water
bottle. He got a cart.
bottle.
He just got a cart.
Fuck.
Dog. We know what we want. We're gonna be fast.
Oh my god, why? He's the only member of the general public in my community that I see this often. There is no other member of my personal community that I see as much as this guy.
That's the worst, when you get in the same pattern as somebody and you see them every day. and then you know them from running into them instead of what you initially knew them from.
And don't get me wrong, I like this guy, but I don't want to have another awkward interaction.
Based on the last interaction we had, he feels the same way.
Yeah, he's a very friendly guy. But
you guys are both friendly, but it was the most hilarious conversation to witness from a third-person perspective because you were both just, like, resigned to it, kind of.
Yeah.
But you were both humble and thoughtful.
Humble and thoughtful. Humble and thoughtful. I feel like that comes from Twitch. Like, the average, just absolutely brain-rotted psycho live stream viewer only cares about those qualities. Anyway, whatever.
Interesting.
Bro, so humble. Whatever. Okay, let's fucking can this one. Wait, maybe we can go to Target instead. You love Target.
But it's freaky now.
You love Target. Yeah, our Target's freaky now, unfortunately, because we saw a person get arrested in our Target, and it gave us really bad vibes, so we haven't wanted to go there as much.
There were like 10 cops there.
Yeah. And
they were shoplifting.
Yeah. And
we saw it and we were like...
It was a huge, huge bummer that every time I think about watching those people get arrested, I get stressed out.
Yeah, because usually you go in Target and you're like, oh, ha ha ha, like fun, relaxing,
yeah,
like look at these nice housewares. And now it's like...
It's like police state, like victim of like... like that person's people, whatever. I don't want to get into it, whatever. This person's just like yeah, anyway.
They just took him down to the dungeon.
Yeah, those people got sent to the real life dungeon. Anyway, whatever. Let's wrap this one up because we have to go home. I'm sorry. You're the one who wanted to have a podcast with me.
4 years ago. What the
fuck? You convinced me even though I didn't want to, and I tried to quit.
Yeah, I really, really wanted to. I was like, Brian, please, I just really want to be famous. I really care about being famous.
Alright, let's fucking shut this shit off.
You remember we got in a fight when we first started dating about being famous in the podcast? Because I was saying that I really didn't want to be, and you were like, so if we blew up, if we got famous, like you wouldn't like that? You were like insisting that it would be good to be famous, and as if it was an issue either of us had to face anytime soon. We were both fighting about it a lot.
Yeah. It's obscene, absurd, crazy.
Alright, fuck you. Done. Bye. Bye. Boston Art Podcast is an independent DIY production by Brian Huntress and Theodora Earthworms. The information contained in this episode represents the views and opinions of the original creators or our guests, and does not represent any institution, organization, or business. Find us on Instagram at Boston Art Podcast, and tune in for a new episode every Friday. Thank you for listening.